Hi, Matt, the etrailer. If you have a 2024 Mazda XC-30 and you're looking for a set of chains that's going to give you that extra bite through ice and snow and be really easy to take on and off, then the Konig self-tensioning XG-12 Pro Knig tire chains are going to be a great option for you. Now we're going to have this on our front axle as what the manual recommends, and it's going to fit tire size 215, 55, R18. Now that's just as tire size we have today. They will fit a variety of other ones. What I'd recommend, if you're not sure if this is going to fit your vehicle, is just plug in your vehicle's information into our fit guide to find the right one for you. But the first thing I really want to showcase is just how easy these are to get on. So we'll jump right into that. So I'm going to have some gloves, make this a little bit easier. And I'm going to make sure there's no damages to my links and it's in the right orientation. We want to make sure this blue section here is closest to your tire, and we don't have anything connected here in the center. And we also want to make sure that these hooks right here that connect your chains to your blue cable are going to be facing down, so the flat side is facing up. Once you've done that, just push everything to their relative sides, and we can actually start getting it on. And with that, I'm just going to kind of push mine behind my tire. It might get caught on something sometimes. If you're in ice, this method will work pretty easy. Now if you're in snow, you probably have to kind of chuck it some. The biggest thing is just pulling everything through once it's on the other side and making sure that it's laying flat. Nothing's tangled up, and then we can make our connection. Now when we're making our connection, that's basically just going to be this channel here on the one end and this metal block on the other end. It's going to plug into each other just like that. But I'll actually do it for real. Do it behind our tire. This is what we're looking for. Connection just like that. Maintain control of your chains and drape the rest over. And from here, just connecting this red hook to this red link. And then I like to just kind of center everything up so we have an even fit. With that done, then when you come to the bottom, you're going to have this gray cable. This gray cable is going to go into this kind of channel device. You're going to have this silver lever on the one end of it. You'll just pull on that silver lever, put that cable in there, just like that. Just hold it in place, and then you're just going to pull on it. Make sure it gets nice and tight. And then with the other end, where their self-tensioning device is, just pull on this red hook, connect it to that eyelet, and then I just recommend pulling on it and making sure it feels nice and tight. And if it does, then you can repeat this on the other side, after which I'd actually recommend pulling it forward and back some, just to make sure nothing's going to shift too much. And if it does, just kind of retighten it. If it doesn't, you're good to go. Now let's take a closer look at these links. So with this one in particular, this is a really common or popular tire chain, and it's because it has some nice sized links. These are actually square ones. And square links give you a lot of bite through ice and snow. Something else that's going to help that out too is going to be these ice breakers right here. They're basically just these plates that connect your chains together, and I'm going to help you out a lot with that. And the construction of these chains are going to do wonders because they're going to last a long time since they're made out of a manganese nickel alloy, very sturdy and very rust resistant. There's still going to be S-Class too, so if we check behind our tire, we have just barely enough room to make clearance. One of those things where having something like this is going to go a long way since it does have that self-tensioner on there, so it doesn't loosen up too much and make contact with anything. Now, if having this size link does kind of worry you a little bit, and maybe you want a little bit more space in between your suspension and your tire, then I'd actually recommend the smaller sides of these. They're going to work exactly the same way, where they're going to be a self-tensioning tire chain made by Konig Two main differences though is just slightly smaller links, and it won't have any icebreakers on them. So they're going to give you more of a smooth ride, but they won't give you as much bite for really deep ice and snow like these ones will. But let's kind of focus on what kind of makes this great too is going to be that diamond pattern, giving you more coverage, more traction. But also on top of that, we're going to have our Konig self-tensioning device. And this is pretty unique because it's basically a type of pulley system that's pulling on this cable that's connecting to this eyelet. And I like this more than a rubber tensioner because rubber tensioners usually only have X amount of play in them. This can stretch all the way down here, so you have a lot more working room, and this is just going to give you a lot more peace of mind when you drive in those snowy conditions. Now, in my opinion, I think this is a pretty solid choice, and the one downside I see with this one is just kind of the casing it comes with. Let me go grab it real quick. Here's going to be the casing it comes with. I do like its sturdy construction. The one thing I wish it had was some type of divider to keep your chains separated. The reason why is because sometimes when you're taking your chains out of here, they can kind of get tangled up. What I'll do sometimes to help stop that is just keep this pamphlet in between them so they don't get tangled up, so they just easier to work with. But really, that's just the minor thing there. If you're looking for another chain, the other one I'd recommend is probably the other variation of this. If you like this one, because you can just save a little bit more space and get that smoother ride, but you probably won't notice too big of a difference, so it's really just going to depend if you want a smoother ride or a little bit more traction. Well, that's just a look at the Konig self-tensioning tire chains on our 2024 Mazda CX-30. I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.